I felt I had an obligation, a moral obligation, to build this great golf course.
It was big on controversy.
It's been worldwide news.
It's not going to be a success. It's got a big white elephant.
Even bigger on hype.
It's going to be the greatest golf course anywhere in the world. We are building something that's going to be very special. Okay. Ready?
A decade ago, Donald Trump got his way. To build on these dunes, a site of special scientific interest, and the payoff for this part of Aberdeenshire would be an economic windfall.
You're looking at 50 to 60 million in terms of gross value added every year going forward.
There'd be a luxury resort, a spa, holiday cottages, and subject to strict conditions, hundreds of homes. 10 years on. Has he built the hotel and spa?
No.
Has he built the second golf course?
No.
Has he built the homes or the
No.
holiday cottages?
No. No.
In the end, what Donald Trump built in Balmedie was a clubhouse, a golf course currently making a loss, and not much else. Yet. Because the Trump organisation are back with a fresh application for 500 luxury homes. And those strict planning conditions, according to his opponents, conveniently ignored.
If we have anything to do with it at all, yes, he will lose here again.
David Milne is a neighbour and long-standing Trump nemesis. The original planning consent said that the Trump organisation, they could build houses so long as they built a school, other amenities for the public good at the same time.
Yes, that's correct. I very much doubt that they will ever happen. They're trying to cut out the bit that everyone else requires them to do and just take the profit.
Donald Trump has never had an easy ride here. Even after he built the clubhouse and the golf course, he repeatedly suggested he wouldn't develop this site any further until plans for an offshore wind farm were scrapped. He went all the way to the Supreme Court to try and get that wind farm stopped. That would be that wind farm. The world's most powerful wind farm, no less, opened just a few months ago, much to the annoyance, no doubt, of the world's most powerful man. His sons, now running the business, are ploughing on after all. But no hotel, except some hotel-style cottages, or affordable housing, beyond some apartments for key workers. The bulk of this development will be luxury homes costing up to several £1 million. What would you say to the president?
Didn't make a lot of money, Donald, did you? What happened to this? Where are you? Here's the greatest golf course.
Few of the thousands of objections sent to Aberdeen Council are closer to home than Susie's, who refused to sell her property to Trump a decade ago.
It was such an open space, and now I'm enclosed by all these mounds that he's put round me.
And now enjoys a somewhat restricted view.
All this was not there. It was just flat, and I could see to the sea.
Are you up for another fight with Donald Trump?
I'm not for it, personally, but I wanted to come out here for peace and quiet, not to live in the middle of a housing estate, and this is what's going to happen, isn't it?
What's happening is a row between Trump Aberdeen and the council, who called the new plans a weak substitute of the old ones in an economic assessment. Aberdeen Council says it's highlighting the difference between the original application and the latest one. But Trump Aberdeen says the next phase would be worth £150 million to the local economy and accuses the council of bias, saying its assessment demonstrates a profound level of ignorance and incompetence. The council says all applications are treated the same and due process was followed.
Well, I'm an environmentalist. I've won many awards for the environment and from the environment.
People here were told the economic benefit would outweigh the environmental cost.
And in fact, George, I think you have that letter from the environmental consultant.
Yeah, we distributed it.
Oh, you did? Good, George.
But already these spectacular shifting sands, according to Scottish National Heritage, have been partially destroyed. Do you think it's fair to complain about environmental damage now when the original deal that was struck sort of said we'll accept some environmental damage if this brings profit to this area?
You're saying environmental damage is worth the economy? The economy hasn't come about, so there is no value to trade. All we've done here is lose something that's irreplaceable.
We will learn soon if the dunes are stripped of their status as a site of special scientific interest. In denying the allegations in this report, Trump Aberdeen say they've spent £100 million on the site so far, and still obstacles continue to be thrown at them by known opponents who just didn't want any development next to their property. But for the Trump brand, the old problems are sticking around. The real test will be just like the first time. How does he make an already beautiful place any better? He made some pretty big promises last time, and there are people here determined that he keeps them. Ciaran Jenkins, Channel 4 News, Balmedie.